Hello. The random faction generator gave me Armenia. So I chose Armenia right at the start. My opponent first had Swebby, but then changed into the Nervii, which I guess was a sensible choice. So, looking at this build, it looks like a build that is tailored to counter Armenia, or at least counter cavalry heavy Armenia, and I brought a fairly cavalry heavy Armenia. So let's see how this goes. My build consists of 3 Eastern Cataphracts, love these guys, 2 Persian cavalry on each flank, pretty good, mercenary Cappadocians, pretty good against cavalry, 2 on each flank, 2 axemen, not Kartli axemen, but regular axemen, 3 Eastern Spearmen, and their job is to die, 4 Eastern Archers, and my general is in a noble spearman unit. So I have a total of 6 infantry, 4 foot skirmishers, 3 horse skirmishers, and let's see, 7 melee cavalry, which I think is a fairly balanced Armenian build. Now this is not the best map to use Armenia on because of this, a hill and a forest. It's going to be difficult to skirmish effectively here, so I'm just going to camp on my hill. I don't think my opponent is going to want to come to me in the beginning, so it's at least going to allow me some time to skirmish his mighty horse. Now this is potentially a very cost-effective engagement for me. If memory serves, mighty horse costs something like 700, so if I'm able to take out two mighty horse, these guys will have paid for themselves. More than paid for themselves, actually. Getting some kills here. I'm not using heavy shot yet. The way I like to do it is I like to use standard shot first, just to tease and provoke a reaction, and then I like to switch to heavy shot when the chase is on. So a bit extra range for the trolling, and then when the killing needs to start happening, I'm switching to heavy shot. So just shooting a bit at whatever unit presents itself, shooting a bit at this noble horse general, not really killing anyone, but nobody likes having their general sniped, so this is going to provoke a reaction, and my opponent does something fairly smart here. He's going to start chasing me with several units, and it looks like he's going for a sort of an envelop, which is going to be hard for me to get out of if he's able to close off both of these avenues of escape. I'm going to send in my own cavalry to help, and just start microing like crazy. Now I make a small mistake here, and my guys momentarily start walking instead of running, which is going to cost them quite a lot of guys, but luckily not too many. And his mighty horse is going down to heavy shot quite nicely here. It's just, heavy shot is brutal. Just look at this. Do you really think, now I've tested this and I've demonstrated that it is true, but just by observing this, would you think that normal arrows killed mighty horse this quickly with 60 armor? I don't think so. So heavy shot, amazing against cavalry. Now, especially since these guys have 35 missile damage, they actually get a 5-point damage increase on their heavy shot. If they had 40, they wouldn't have gotten that increase. So on these horse archers with 35, it's a win-win. Luckily, my opponent starts focusing on these units. He doesn't want me supporting with them, and that's going to allow me to just chase after these guys at will, which is always nice. I'm just going to fast forward because there's just more of the same here. I can get really close now, pour the fire in, pull away. Not too worried about these depleted units. I'm starting to run out of ammunition. I'm pretty happy with how the horse skirmishing went, being able to take care of a lot of heavy horse, which potentially could be very troublesome in the late game. So I'm just running into this unit of mighty horse, and it's going to rout. Now I'm very low on missiles, but I'm going to try to kill some more heavy horse, chase them back to his own lines, and pretty happy. Destroyed 2 units of heavy horse. I've lost about half a unit in total of horse archers, I believe, something like that. So pretty good skirmishing there. My opponent had the right idea, but he should have spread his units out a bit more. Then he could have caught me here. So now he's pushing his Spear Brothers up, and I see a lot of these Spear Brothers, so I'm thinking, okay, my opponent is probably going to play this really defensively. So I'm going to push up. I know that my skirmishers outrange his, unless he has Celtic skirmishers. No, unless he has Celtic slingers. But I'm not too worried about Celtic slingers. They can kill a lot of these Eastern archers, but usually, for some reason, people like to bring archers, Gallic hunters instead. And with Nervii, I don't really understand that. But continuing the troll patrol with my horse archers, killing more mighty horse. This is I believe this is the third unit going down. So these guys have done really well for themselves. I'm just starting to surround him, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I want him to spread out his forces. So here some Gallic hunters come out of hiding, but they are instantly found by my missiles, and these guys don't have armor. They are going to die extremely quickly to missile fire. He's doing the right thing by sending them into the woods, but it would be smarter to keep them in a longer line as well, so that some of the missiles are missing. And also, starting to maneuver skirmish troops when they are already engaged might not be the best idea, because it's going to stop them from firing. So I'm sending in my depleted horse archers here just to finish off that unit and to create some chaos. Sending in my eastern spears for the same reason, just to push these guys back so I can get more volleys off of them, since they are in a stronger position than I am. I want to use my eastern spears to just push these guys off the hill so I don't get shot to death, because keeping my archers alive is going to be extremely important. There are a lot of spears for me to deal with here, and I'm doing the same thing over here, just sending in the horse archers to troll a bit, and I didn't get any kills. Maybe I got one kill, but here, that's the kind of thing I want. He's charging my eastern spears, and that's going to allow me to focus fire on his oath sword, and they are going down quickly by being shot at in the back by my eastern archers, so happy about that. Took out 30 oath sword with these eastern archers, and these eastern archers are just doing amazingly well. Now, since my opponent, I believe he only has one cavalry unit left in addition to his general, I can be a bit ballsy with my eastern archers, push them up and start shooting at will, and they are running low on ammunition, so I'm going to start using them a bit more reckless. Just since he is blobbed up here, although he is in a forest, I'm just going to shoot into the general direction of these Gallic hunters and these oath sword, and I'm going to get kills on several of these units because they are so close. And the Gallic hunters, some kills, but those are mostly, if you look at the losses on my eastern archers, they haven't lost a single guy, so all of those kills are the eastern spearmen. The eastern spearmen did their job, they died, they soaked up missiles. So those kills would have been a lot more devastating on these guys because they don't have shields. Eastern spearmen have decent shields, so just continuing to move around the flanks and troll a bit, trying to make him post his forces in all directions, looking for an opening. I am very low on ammunition, so I just want to spend my ammunition and then I'm going to charge in. My opponent has a strong defensive position here, but and as you can see on the balance of power, the game doesn't favor me. But as long as I can kill his general, I probably should be able to get enough rear charges in to destroy these spear brothers. They are decent units, but they only have 40 base morale, and a rear charge after losing the general is going to be devastating for them. The oath sword can be a bit more of a problem. I can cycle charge with my cataphracts, but in the forest and on a hill it's not going to be that effective. Still, should be able to make something work here. Now he's presenting these mighty horses as bait, probably thinking that I'm going to take it and then send in these spear brothers. But I'm actually... these guys are out of ammunition, so I don't care what happens to them now. I'm going to send in my axemen to throw some javelins. I've lost some axemen to missile fire. A bit careless, but should be fine. Throwing in my axemen into the mix. It's too late to take care of these archers because they have already done the damage they need to do. He's losing some more heavy horse. Quite a lot of heavy horse actually. And I'm just sending my costly axemen after, regular axemen after to throw some javelins potentially, and they do. Charging it with mercenary Cappadocians, not the best charge. He's supporting it with spear brothers, so I'm instantly going to pull away. Still managed to kill some spear brothers with my Cappadocians. Some mighty horse, sorry. I have a cold, so I'm a bit stuffed in the head. And you'll probably hear it on my voice. So, a bit better. This mighty horse is going to go into my eastern archers. Again, completely fine. I'm not even going to turn around these spears to face them. Just going to send the cavalry after them. And now I'm going to just start to try to envelop as many units as I can with these axemen. They are going to lose heavily, get some nice kills on the charge, but they are going to lose this engagement. The main point is to look for a point of weakness. I want to send in after my axemen have stopped these units from charging, I'm going to send in my noble spears, and what I want to do is send in my noble spears, get a charge, and then go into square formation, because square formation is going to open up a lot of these units for rear charges. Now the Celtic skirmishers, dying without doing much, should be able to take care of these spear brothers by just rear charging them, so I'm going to leave my Persian cavalry in there for a little while. Sent in some sacrificial Persian cavalry in here, managed to get some kills on his noble horse and on these Gallic hunters, so that's good. They're probably going to die to all of these spear brothers. My opponent is popping abilities like crazy, counter cavalry tactics and raised banner and all kinds of nastiness. Still, these guys are out of range of that, so they are attacked in the rear and they're going to start routing since they're losing men very quickly. 40 morale, not enough. Noble spears here, doing okay against Oathsworn, backed up by these axes, and spear brothers being rear charged are going to rout very quickly, so now the balance of power is shifting in my favor. I take a quick inventory of my units that I have left. These axemen are going down, but my cataphracts are mostly still alive, so I'm going to... Persian cavalry and Cappadocians are dying a bit, but I'm able to stop his noble horse general here a little bit with my mercenary Cappadocians. They are exhausted, so they're not going to be very effective. He manages to get a sort of uphill rear charge into my axemen, and that's going to be enough to break them actually, because these guys have 50 morale and they are losing the combat and being charged in the rear. So I'm going to have to inspire them for a bit here and rally, so they're going to hold for a little while until I can bring in the rest of my cavalry to deal with his general. And now his general should start dropping really quickly. He's losing the current combat at least, so that's good. I'm going to pull out my cataphracts to go in for cycle charges. And now things are looking pretty good. These spear brothers can kill a lot of cavalry, but if I just leave my cheaper cavalry in there with them while I'm pulling out with my cataphracts, I should be able to break them. Noble horse going down here. I'm going to send in my archers just to blow him up a bit, and he should take some more damage if he tries to pull through. Archers don't really have the mass to stop noble horse, they are very heavy, and look at this, just riding through, but it enables me to charge in with my eastern cataphracts. They have the mass to kick some serious ass. That's actually going to be the tagline for this battle. The mass to kick ass. So the noble spears, decent spear units, but against Oathsworn they can't do much other than square up and hope that another unit comes to their rescue, and rescue is coming. The trucks are coming over the hill, and this is exactly what I wanted to have happen. Just all of the melee units rushing in to try to kill my general. He's going to be able to hold for some time here, not forever, but this is more importantly going to allow me to get downhill charges and rear charges. So first rear charge coming in, general recently died, going to lose a lot of spear brothers this way, just sandwich them between my square. Another rear charge coming in, and this is not going to go well for these spear brothers. There we go, wavering, broken. Spear brothers are very good, but they are easy to break if you charge in from the rear and when they're losing and when the general is dead. So if things are done in that order, it's going to be fairly easy to deal with them, although they can be very problematic if you get stuck in melee with them. So the Oathsworn charged in the rear, doesn't say that, but they were charged in the rear. The army is losing, they are exhausted, so that is a GG. Now I quite like this game for several reasons. One, because it had all those distinct phases, the skirmishing phase and then the melee phase and the late game phase and all of that. But also because I think I was able to use this build fairly effectively against an opponent that had an advantageous position. Now, it would be more difficult, I think, to face this army had he had higher level spears with better armor and better morale. Instead of these Gallic hunters, they got some nice kills, but these are all Eastern spearmen kills, so not really worth it. If those were slingers, it would be a bit more difficult, and I would have liked to see him shoot at my horse skirmishers. Just leave his horses in the middle of his formation, and then try to skirmish with his foot skirmishers, because these horse archers didn't get a huge amount of kills, but those kills are mostly mighty horse kills. And the one mighty horse that did survive got a lot of kills on my archers, but that was after they had spent all their ammunition. So the archers did very well for themselves. The axemen died. The noble spears did okay, I guess, but most of my cavalry units did pretty well. The Persian cavalry, nothing spectacular, and the same can be said for the mercenary Cappadocians, but still it was enough to win the battle. So, let's have a look at if I did any friendly fire in this battle. I lost 1152 men, my opponent killed 1145, so that's only 7 friendly fire casualties, so well done boys, I'll see you again.